Hey guys, I just want to make a quick video on rip and ships, and a lot of people either they don't know what this term is, or they just don't like it, they don't care, they don't think it's relevant. But what I've seen is that rip and ships are important because they affect sort of the ecosystem of pretty much other people in the hobby, because in Pokemon, there's people get into Pokemon for different reasons. Like, there's investors and there's like short-term, long-term investors. Let's say the long-term investors are the ones who they buy product, keep it sealed, or they buy singles, keep it sealed. So there's different types of investors. They hold it long-term and they hope the value will go up. Some people try to go for short-term plays. There's obviously the collectors, people who just want to buy the cards and get access to it. Um, there's there's people who want to get into like different sort of languages. So there's English, Japanese. Maybe you like the games and you just want a certain card. Maybe you have a favorite Pokemon. You could be a parent who's buying for the kid. You might be a store owner, and whatnot. So there's different people, and it affects because a lot of it affects just sort of the supply and demand dynamics. I just want to talk about that because there's been more and more information out there of people talking about, hey, they think that part of the reason why we're in such a strong bull market right now is because of rip and shifts, or that's a big reason. And a lot of it has to do with just sort of supply. It's just a new way that supply is getting eaten up. Okay. Um, I'm searching Sparks here because everyone knows about this big price increase. But there's even like the recent set Stellar Crown. Like, this wasn't released like too long ago, and like there's like a lot sold, and that's not abnormal for um, something that's more recently released. If you see most Mr. Buckcraft, you'll see there's a lot of buying around release days. But Stellar Crown wasn't really considered like the strongest in the world. It has the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle, which make it stronger. But a lot of people didn't like it, and it did take some time for it to rise up. But it never really drops much below like 100. Like, it got to like 90s a little bit. But it's something that so as far as distribution goes, so this is where I have to explain distribution a little bit. Um, Pokemon like releases products to distributors, and then distributors are sort of the middleman between like stores that will sell to um, kind of like regular customers like you and me, unless you are one of those higher up people. And then there are distributors that kind of go into two chains. One of them goes to like big box stores like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Costco, Sam's Club, and then there's more like just smaller ones, like they call local gaming store. Um, and like, some people would say like Fortune Fire, Smoke and Mirrors, whatnot. Um, and they they get distribution, but and they get it at a more wholesale price. But essentially, there's still always like a limited product, and then the product that's available is kind of like it rotates in and out. Um, and so it's not like in a video game where you can just buy unlimited products from the store and be like, oh yeah, their distributor has like several like applicants or several people buying from them, and right now, what's happening with Prismatic Evolutions, um, there's a lot of people who are um, applying for distribution, and what's actually happening is that the supply available for all the applicants, for all the people, like it's low, so it's getting thinned out. So even stores that have been long time customers, because long time customers get like higher priority. It's kind of based on like long term relationship and how much you spend over time. But like, even if they want prismatic, like there's literally just not enough supply to go around, and that's also probably because I think Pokemon is printing a little more carefully. Um, some makes sense, but that's more just a speculation. But what will happen is like, okay, so if there's so much more pressure that distributors get bought out, then that product suddenly like starts getting bought out. And like right now, what happens to distributors is like, okay, so for the longest time, like, where are all the booster boxes? So the booster boxes are like, there's 8 Scarlet Vibe booster boxes available. A lot of these are here, like there's Searching Sparks, Flight Masquerade, City of Flames, Paradox Rifts. They usually only list like 6 or 7, but Temporal Forces, Paldea, Scarlet Violet, there's one more, but they like this is like most of them. And so if you like be capable with how distributors have what a lot of them have had access to recently, Surging Sparks once um, it's pretty much not. It was like not available out from distributors at all in any form. Like so, each product has like booster boxes, booster bundles, loose packs, ETBs, stuff like that, collection boxes. And like right now, like I don't think you can get like pretty much anything from distributors searching Sparks. Or sometimes what happens that even if you get the products, they bundle it with products that are less valuable because like they're or less desired. Like Strad Fable was one that people. It's like probably the worst like set at the moment for Scarlet Violet. So people say, okay, you can have this if you buy this, and so like sometimes it's like not the most worth the deal for the applicant in the short term, but in the long term, like if they can move the product, then they can get more product in the future. So it's sort of an ongoing thing. But Italia Masquerade, pretty much the thing that everyone said that was available for like, the last few months was Paradox Rifts, Scarlet Violet Base, and Stellar Crown. Um, Paradox Rift and Scarlet Violet Base, they just had a lot of supply for a while, like people didn't really want them. And then Stellar Crown was just a new set. And compared to Stellar Crown, they actually released less Searching Sparks. But right now, like I think like the only thing that's more available right now is like Stellar Crown. I feel like recently um, they had like a restock or reprint of City in Flames and Paideia Evolved, and so like it was around like Thanksgiving time or still a little bit now. You see some effects where like you could get City in Flames for slightly less fewer prices, like depending on like how much demand is and what the restock is. It'll drop the price or not drop the price, but the price didn't drop much at all. Like you get Obsidian, I saw Obsidian as low as like 110, 115 a lot of times. Right now it's like 130 ish, one say 125, 135. And so like it wasn't the biggest price decrease, but like it's still like price decrease if you want to get in. And then there's like speculation on like, oh, for the first four Scarlet sets, like they don't think that they're gonna reprint them or resupply them because they're a little older. Um, but whether you believe that or not, like yeah, you did see like the effect on the market. Like demand was so strong that like Paldea like it's back to about 140 now. You could probably still get maybe like 130, 135. But yeah, that was your buying opportunity, and there's only like 5, 10, $15 less than the normal price. And because prices are going up, so like supply is getting so low, like even things like Scarlet Violet Base, is going up to like 120 because like before it was like kind of one of the joke sets. Now I was like, oh well, there's not a lot of it. It's the first printed set, so like since there's low supply, demand will go up. And it's like what's causing a lot of this dry up of supply? Like it's been accelerated by the ripper shifts, which I guess I took a long tangent away from the initial thing, but um, usually like supply for booster boxes, like especially in slower times, like they don't or less pop sets, they don't dry up as quickly. Like crazy thing is like you can still get like Vivid Voltage, battle styles pretty cheap, and they're like really old sets from short to the last era. I think there's like one more, but so let's get into just rip and ships, just so I finally get to it. So rip and ships are basically people who stream, and they use a platform like I have them. There's TikTok, whatnot, Twitch, and then there's like YouTube. There's other ones too, but I'll just stick with these. And like um, I'm not gonna go over like all the details on how I get that technically working, but like you can see like little like previews of like these are rip and ships. Like there's a streamer, they have a nice setup, and they're kind of like open packs. So this is like Surging Sparks one. This is a channel called Nostalgianomics, and then like he has all these packs, and like he's just opening them, and then so on TikTok, like I've seen those. What I've seen them do is that they have postings, and then they'll there's different ways of doing it, but like if you want to go for strategies, like they pretty much everyone lists like the product for a certain price. It's usually above market price of what you would get if you bought like sealed and shipped to you. Um, and it's above market price because like you have to count for shipping them because like if you just buy one pack, like that's a pack. Um, but it's basically a math game. So depending on how you want to do it, like technically, yeah, if you're really popular and you sell a $4 pack for $20, obviously that's a lot of profit. but sometimes like people won't buy that. Um, so if you go for small profit margins, you just have to do your math. Um, so different ways people do their math is like, so if you do have distributor access, that means you're getting your prices for lower. So like, as I said before, like for a while, Stellar Crown products with Scarlet Violet base, they were cheaper, and you could get. I'm guessing you could get like a booster box for like, let's say $80, 80, maybe 90, 100, but let's just say 80 to 100 to be safe. And so like if you divide that per pack, it's like less than $2 a pack. And so like if you scale because you have distributor access, you just buy like the safe one is like, let's say you have a lot of it and it's not moving, like you can't sell the boxes like that much, so you're like, okay, I'm just gonna get Rivage or Ripper Ship. And so like what I see at a minimum is that this is a way to offload product more quickly for sometimes like more or less gains, but like having products on a shelf for too long sometimes is like kind of risky. And the thing with these stores is that like they have like limited capital, because like thing is like not everyone has like $1 million in the bank where they can just think, oh, I have unlimited money and whatever. Like some people are working with limited capital, which they're constantly refreshing. And the fastest way to refresh the money is to, let's say you have $10,000, spend like all 10,000 and then turn into like 10,500 or 1100 or 11,000, and then spend all that and then turn it into like 12,000, and then like, just keep going. I know that's an oversupply case, but like, if you get like if you do it fast enough, then you can get to 50,000, and so you have 50,000 and then 100,000, and then you make a lot of money, and now you're really working. Um, and so that's a scale approach, but a lot of people don't have distribution, and it's still a little risky. But if you already have product, like some people, I feel like if you have like some collection boxes or some loose packs, technically you could like offload those, like, oh, like I'm getting these packs really cheap, I'll just bundle them all together, but hey, who wants these sets? Because like I know for collector boxes it is harder to offload those packs. I don't necessarily see a lot of people necessarily mentioning those, but like, yeah, I guess for me personally, I guess sometimes you just don't mention where the packs are from. Like I know build and battle boxes are not popular, and then like there was some like, there's Sam's Love Sea and Sky, which is hard to ship down break because it's a really big box, but 14 packs are really cheap for a Crown Zenith, so you could just have those as loose packs, and you could open it on Ripper Ships, and it's a popular set. Um, but yeah, as far as like a small person, if they want to do like booster box openings or whatever, like you could just start, like you don't even have to be have distribution. Like you could just buy it yourself, and then grow your channel, or grow your TikTok or whatnot, your Twitch or whatever, and just have like some sort of promotions, and like you can grow it that way. And then if you make the money back from your one booster box, then you can buy another booster box, and so on. And depending on how you do it, like it's, there's more or less risks. Like, Surging Sparks, um, part of the reason it went up, like one influence was that, if you saw the prices increasing, then you're like, oh, $155 is pretty expensive. But if I buy it and then I sell the pack immediately to Rip and Ship, then like it's as if like, I make some money back, and then blah blah. Then I can make, because it did go from 150 to 200. So like there are some risky plays there. Um, okay, so this stuff essentially it's a whole supply thing. It's just drying up supply quicker, and like what people have noticed is that like booster box prices for this era have been increasing much more rapidly. Like a lot of these prices are approaching close to some older Sword and Sword and Shield boxes. I know like some of them were as bad or were as like good sets, but like it's still like a lot really old products, so it's just kind of weird. So we are kind of in a new age, and like it is explained more through the reference. Um, so yeah, let's see. I'm just looking at some notes here. So when you do a reference ship, like I told you, it's just a math game. So if you want to get started quickly, then you can do an online platform like TikTok, whatnot, Twitch, and you do have to build a following to some extent, because you do need people buying the stuff, and that's sort of like sale tactics and whatever. But they do make it easier to do rip and ships. Like there is some like there's some stuff like you can do listings, you can sell things per pack. Like I've seen on TikTok, like there's energy breaks where like, okay, so you open a booster box and each Pokemon pack has like energy cards, like fire energy, leaf energy. And so you say, okay, you're paying like 20, 30, $40 to get all the packs with that energy. And then there's rarity breaks where it's like, hey, there's certain rarities like SIRs or like super rares, hyper rares, or whatever. You're like, hey, you open all the packs until you get a hyper rare, or you just do a flat per pack thing. And I've seen on like, I think it was Whatnot, like besides packs, packs has sort of have a more obvious sort of cost structure because it's like, and in a way, it's a little more straightforward for the consumer too, because like, you can like packs are kind of they're it's not like getting a single card or whatever or some really special card. It's just like, hey, I know like that pack's usually for $3. You're selling for $10. Usually $3. Like there's not it's not a big question how much a pack is usually worth. Um, but yeah, if you do join these things, there's like there's fees, there's accounts that you need to do. There's advertising, and there's like initial setup. So like those do like at a minimum the fees and the shipping they do get into the cost. It is more expensive to go on these sites like with the than like to have your own sort of streaming platform. And so like I know like some YouTubers like I pull up here, so like Nostalgianomics and PokeCloy, they have their own websites where like you see like this is the price like Surging Sparks. It's probably around $5 pack right now, so it's time for seven. So it has to be higher. Stellar Crown, like he probably got it from distribution earlier, and like it was probably like less than $3. So it's like like he does. So these are priced actually kind of like decent based on the market actually. Um, like Evolving Skies is like 15 to 20 now. So like there's some markup for the shipping or whatever, but it's like not the hugest markup sometimes. And the Poke Chloe, like my internet browser is not letting me open it, but she has her own website here for live events. So like this applies for most people. Like I know Pokene, he's not necessarily a rip and shipper. I think he does some drip stuff, but he has his own website, so he doesn't pay like a 10% fee from eBay or whatever. But yeah, this all requires like a lot of work to build a following. Um, and that gets me into like why do people even like buy from rip and shippers? Like if it costs more money per pack, and the honestly once you open the packs they become less valuable unless you get really lucky. Like why would you even do it? Um, and so yeah, it's not for everyone, and that's why like I said initially like if you're in this hobby, you have to like kind of you want to probably get an understanding of like the layout of the ecosystem you're in, and even if you're not participating and you think it's like not for you or whatever, then you still have to get why it's like happening because it is a driving force. So one of the big reasons why I do representative is community. So for these YouTubers, obviously like they have subscribers, they have people who like them, and people just kind of enjoy it because a lot of times you can join rip and ship videos without paying for it because you can only just pay for the packs. And it's sort of the thing like it if even if you're not like if even if like you don't have like the biggest issues with junk food, like you eat something now and then, but it's not a big deal. Like if you're around junk food all the time, like it'll just makes it more and more tempting to like eat something like that. Like even me, like I try not to eat too much junk food to be honest, but like if you leave it around me long enough, I'm like, oh, maybe I should eat it. And same thing with this. Like if you just hang around it, then maybe you're like, oh, one day. And honestly, like if you do like the person enough, like even me, I'm just like if I like a YouTuber enough, I don't really mind. I wouldn't really mind like shelling out like some money, like even 5 times, like buy a pack. Like I could get something out of it. And that's sort of the logic behind it. I could get something out of it. I do want to support you. Like I would possibly even donate to you because people do donate directly through Patreon or whatever. And it's like, well, if I could get you a pack, maybe like sure, I'll do that. And then sometimes there's also like rare packs. Well, actually, one or rare boost boxes, is rare packs. Because the thing about when sets get older, um, it is harder to find certain packs for things, and so people are more worried of getting scammed. And so, like, if you have someone who you trust to open it for you, then like to get it for you, then like it just seems a little like some people prefer that. Like this is more like you could probably get a better price somewhere else, but like it's just people's comfort levels and also how much money they have. Like if they don't really care about spending the extra money, they're gonna do it. Like I know, like one really obvious one is booster box breaks because people don't really like opening loose packs, but they like getting things from booster boxes because everyone kind of feels like if you open a booster box, you'll get some sort of guaranteed pull rate of like there's probably something in there, like a base set booster box, where like, people want the Charizard. Like Logan Paul had that up for streaming and sold for a lot. Like he had a big following and stuff, so you could sell the packs for more. Also, because people are like, there might really be a Charizard there, Versus if you just buy one pack from a random lot, like it just feels so much more the odds are against you, and like that might not necessarily be like logical, like always if you do the math, but like it's just like how you like it's just a feeling thing. Um, but I do think that back then like the pull rates were a little more consistent, or like they're like maybe it really was like one third, like one out of every three packs had something. So anyway, and also with packs like there's some pack wing stuff and whatever that people don't like. But that's another reason why people like order like these sort of packs. Like, I don't think there's any rare packs here at the moment. Um, but yeah, people will do that. Um, and then some people will just get excited because like they'll just see it. Some people will just see like an old booster box and they're like, oh, I want to get in on that. And then obviously like I should like this should be very obvious, but like there's a lot of like gambling and just having like a lot of money out there. So like someone with drives, ripping ships is just like some people will go in. It's not about the number of followers you have. It's like how much they spend. So if you have five people come in, um, and one person just shells out like $5,000, $10,000 just cause, then like that's just a lot of money and a lot of product being open all of a sudden. Um, and like yeah, like uh so some people like either they don't have the money for that and it's just sort of an impulse buy, or they do have the money for that and they don't really care because um like some people talk about this. It's like, $50 might be a lot of money for you, but fit like $5,000 could be like not a lot of money for someone else. Like if $50 could be nothing, 500 could be nothing, 5,000 like um so like people just don't really care. They just get to the point like sometimes where you get so successful or whatever that like you don't really have to care. Like if you want something, you just get it. You just work for it. Um, but yeah, over time, like all this stuff drives up the distributors like what they have, and more packs are opened all the time. And people start noticing that box prices are increasing more than normal. Like Twilight Masquerade, and Stellar Crown, they're increasing more than normal, and other things. And then it just drives more and more people in the hobby, which increases more demand because more money is getting put in. They're like, oh, what should I buy now? They buy that, and then the opportunities dry up. Like 151, like you get booster bundles for $30 at Walmart at some point, about $30, and they're 26, 30, whatever. Um, and like you could get a lot of them actually. Like they sold out. Like it was at the point where it's popular enough that people would buy it all out within like a few hours or a day. But nowadays things are drying up in like minutes or seconds. And it's because like people are just looking, hey, where do I put my money? Where do I put my money? And that's part of the reason all the booster boxes have gone up because they want to put money in there. People don't seem as interested in putting it into like the older sets, like Vivid Voltage Battle Styles. Um, there might be potential there, but like a lot of like some of the investing decisions are based on like, hey, I want to get kind of the better opportunity, so I'd rather park money here than here. Like some people would rather put the risk inserting sparks than battle styles and hope to get their money back, which no one really knows what's gonna happen, but like it's all just like things that happen. Um, and I think that's about everything. A lot of it. So yeah, that's about everything. Like ripper ships, it's very important to understand it. Whether you want to start one yourself, whether you like them, don't like them, whether you're an investor, you're a collector, like it does affect you, because it will affect prices, and that will affect your decisions. But anyway, I hope everyone has a good day, and bye.